Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Queer for Fear, the history of queer horror. This is a Shudder original series, and there's a 4-episode docuseries telling us the history of the LGBTQIA plus community and their connection with the horror genre, all the way from the very beginning. And what I appreciate most about this is how we take a step behind and really see the creators of, Frankenstein and Dracula and all of these different stories and all the specific influences that these creators were able to bring into these horror films and these horror stories, and are able to channel these thoughts and perspectives on queer culture and experiences, and use metaphors like these creatures, these horror monsters, and these stories to be able to tell them. And this is a really insightful analysis of so many great films, and it really gives you some perspective on where a lot of these creators were coming from and how much these stories and experiences meant to them, and how they were able to portray their own experiences through the use of these metaphorical horror tales. And you have a great group of commentators throughout here in terms of different performers and people from queer communities specifically. Like, I know somebody who really stood out to me. It's like, and from, they're either creators themselves or producers or writers or critics. Like, I love Alonzo Durali. I've watched Breakfast All Day. That's my main YouTube channel that I go for reviews. He pops up in this. You get so many great perspectives from people on how these connect to them and what it means to them, but also what it meant to the creators of these different series. And you get different perspectives. You get, like, the last episode really focusing on lesbian culture and how that had made such a big impact in not only early but modern horror thrillers. And like I said, there's so many different interesting perspectives that this series is able to bring to the forefront, and makes you think so much. And it's also a really cool perspective and analysis of horror, the history of horror in general. And so, like, this really works on two levels as a great horror documentary series and a great queer documentary series. And when you combine it, it has something pretty intriguing to say. And I enjoyed all 4 episodes, and this is definitely something worth checking out over on Shudder. They do some great work with stuff like this. But those are my thoughts on Fear and Queer for Fear, the history of queer horror. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some TV. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.